I will do an interesting problem, discuss the concepts. Problem you can do yourself. I'll also try to do it. If there is a spiral which is in horizontal plane, this is a spiral, and through the center there is a say shaft, and which is making it is being rotated. So it is being rotated like this, say, with constant angular velocity omega. And there is a sleeve here which will experiences various forces. Just think what forces it will experience. It will experience various type of forces. I'll just mention that, and it will make it move. It will move along. It is constrained, so it cannot move freely. It will only move along this spiral path, along the spiral, and say at certain point of time, this is the position, this is the distance of the sleeve from the center, and let me draw a tangent here, and let this be the angle which is phi, tangent with the r. This is the angle between tangent and r. If it is a log spiral, logarithmic spiral, there you will have all places you will have same phi. That angle is constant for log spiral. So this property is there for the log spiral, but I am taking a general spiral. Let phi vary, I am not bothered. At different places, let there be a different phi. You can take constant phi and you can take different phi, result will be same. Now let us assume that this there is no friction when it moves along the metallic part of the spiral, which is moving along this spiral. Now, what are the forces which act on the spiral? It is placed on a table and it is basically in a horizontal plane. This is the spiral in the horizontal plane, and it is also rotating. So it will experience first of all centrifugal force. It will experience, which is mr omega square. Centrifugal force is always, this r is always the distance, and it is a vector also because it gives you direction. It is distance between the center of mass of that body. It is the distance between the center of mass of this body and this axis of rotation, actual axis of rotation. Had this body been in this shape, then its center of mass will not lie here, it will lie there. So that more complexity can come, but anyway, I think that will make it more complex. Let us have a symmetrical body where center of mass is symmetrically lying at its center of this sphere. Sleeve is spherical in shape, and there is a pathway for this spiral. So point I wanted to mention is that this is always between center of mass to axis of rotation. Don't take r generally at any point, this point, that point. It is center of mass. Now what are the forces, other forces acting on it? If I look at when it is in horizontal plane, this mg is the force which is acting on the sleeve. This is the sleeve. What is the other force which is acting on it? You see, it is moving with certain velocity at this point of time, and it is also rotating omega. So this omega by which it is rotating is also affecting this, because in case of pure circle, nothing called pure circle, it is circle actually. If it is moving with some velocity on this circle, and this is omega, so this is its velocity, there won't be any Coriolis force. But if there is some angle, if it is like this, which is there in the case of spiral, this velocity, because in the case of spiral it is like this is the angle phi, so this is the velocity. Now this omega, which is like this, can be seen like this also. So whenever you have velocity and omega like this, you have Coriolis force. So there is a Coriolis force acting on it, which is perpendicular to the velocity or perpendicular to the path. So path is along this spiral, so Coriolis force will be perpendicular to it. It will be along this. This is the axis along which Coriolis force will act. I am not writing the direction because I will have to calculate it. Anyway, point is that it is acting normal to velocity. This mg is also acting normal to velocity. Mg is in vertical plane, velocity in the horizontal plane. So this is normal to velocity. Coriolis force is normal to velocity. F can have two components. It is F sine phi. It is F cos phi. F sine phi is also normal to velocity. So if any body is moving in certain path at certain instant, it has this displacement ds. Velocity vector is ds upon dt. It is along the displacement vector. If the forces are normal to the velocity, the force is normal to displacement. So all those forces dot ds sigma, if I take, is 0 because I am talking about the perpendicular forces which are perpendicular to velocity. So here Coriolis force, F sin phi, mg, they are all perpendicular to velocity, and only other force which could have acted was friction. Then friction would have been along the velocity, but friction force is absent. So only force which is capable of doing work on this spiral is F cos phi. Now important point comes, which is the crucial thing in such problems, is the reference frame. When I am saying this is the force acting on the spiral, this is the force which is seen by, which is in respect of the frame which is rotating with the spiral. This frame is rotating with the spiral. It's a rotating frame and it's a non-inertial frame. Let us take a simple case. If there is a body, say if I take the top view, if this is a plank, huge plank, and there is a slot in this plank, this is the angle of the slot, say theta, and it is moving with acceleration a. There is a mass somewhere here. This mass will experience some forces. In which frame? In the frame which is fixed to this plank. X dash, Y dash is the frame fixed to this flank, and X and Y is the K frame, which is inertial frame, and this is non-inertial frame. Because of this acceleration, in non-inertial frames are accelerating frames. So wherever there is acceleration of the reference frame, there is a pseudo force which acts opposite to the acceleration. So this is the force ma. So in this frame, there is a force which is acting on it. Similarly, this force which I mentioned, mr omega square, is the force which is in this frame, in the rotating frame. Some person is sitting here, and from that person you will always see, or that axis or that person, you will always see the force is going outward. It is that force. This problem you try to solve. Suppose it is given that it travels the distance y dash and Planck is traveling some distance capital X. Initial velocity of Planck is 0. This Planck has traveled some distance x. What will be the velocity of this mass when it is vertically at a distance y dash? This distance is y dash. And this distance is theta x. You can easily calculate because the relationship is there. Tan theta is y dash upon x dash. So you have to calculate the velocity in this inertial frame. What will you do? You will see what are the forces in this frame is only ma, or the component here is what? Ma cos theta. You know the displacement? This is the displacement along this. This displacement is s. S you can relate with respect to y from the trigonometry. You know s. So work done will be s into ma cos theta. And from the work done you will find what is the velocity in this frame when you are applying work done in this reference frame. It is a non-inertial frame or this reference frame. work done in this frame will give you velocity in this frame. So you will get, by this work done, you will get change in kinetic energy, which will give you the velocity VR along this. So now come back here. So what we are getting is the relative velocity of this sleeve along the spiral. Means the velocity along the spiral is the velocity which you will be getting based on the energy equation and the work done equation. If you are asked to find out only that much, what is the relative velocity of the sleeve with respect to the spiral? Easy. Here also, what is the relative velocity with respect to the plank? Easy. If you have to find the absolute velocity, just do the vector thing, because there is some velocity of this point in the absolute frame, which is r omega, and that velocity which is coming here is like this. This is the VR. So you will get the absolute velocity by vector method if that is asked. And if only relative velocity is asked, we are finding the relative velocity. Like here we have found the relative velocity, here also we will find the relative velocity. What is that? Now very interesting thing comes, you see. If I draw the blown up view of this, this is how this R is there. This is the point of rotation, and this is normal, and this is along the tangent. So it is mr omega square cos phi. This angle was phi, and this is mr omega square sin phi, and this was mr omega square. This anyway we have already said it is not doing any work because it is perpendicular. Mg is perpendicular, Coriolis force is perpendicular, so they are not doing any work. Work is being done only by this force. Let the displacement be ds. Let this sleeve move from here to here in time dt. Let this displacement be ds. What is the projection of ds on r? Don't take projection of r on ds. Don't take dr and then project it on ds. It is the constraint motion. Constraint motion is along the sleeve. That is what you have to take. This you have to take always along the constraint motion. Then project this on the variable which you have. So what is this? Because this angle is how much? This angle was phi. So this is ds sin phi, and this is ds cos phi. ds cos phi is that dr. dr is ds cos phi. So one relationship I have got. Now what is the work done? When it is moving this displacement ds, work done is this force mr omega square cos phi, means force along ds and ds. What is ds cos phi is dr. So mr omega square dr dw. So integrate it from r1 to r2. Suppose it moves from r1 to r2, any arbitrary points. So you get m omega square r2 square minus r1 square upon 2. The job is done. This is your delta Ke, or change in kinetic energy, which is nothing but final kinetic energy v2 square upon 2 minus initial kinetic energy v1 square upon 2 is m omega square r2 square minus r1 square upon 2. This gets cancelled, m gets cancelled, you get v2 square is equal to v1 square plus omega square r2 square minus r1 square. So depending upon what is given in the question, you can find the result, but this is the relative velocity. For absolute velocity, you will have to do more work, but absolute velocity may not be asked in some questions. It can be made more complicated. Suppose the sleeve leaves the spiral and starts falling down, and the height of spiral is given and some coordinates are given. What will be the time taken to hit the ground, where it will hit the ground in the different coordinates. For that you will need the absolute velocity, direction of absolute velocity. So that further complication, any advance can, I think JEE Advanced is capable of doing those complications.